step forward in our global efforts to end violence perpetrated against women and children in conflict zones. And it builds on two prior Security Council resolutions. Resolution 1325, which called on all parties in conflicts to respect women's rights and increase their participation in peace negotiations and post-conflict reconstruction efforts. And Resolution 1820, adopted last year, which affirms the ambitions set out in 1325 and establishes a clear link between maintaining international peace and security and preventing and responding to sexual violence used as a tactic of war to target civilians. Yet despite these actions by the United Nations Security Council, violence against women and girls in conflict-related situations has not diminished. In fact, in some cases, it has escalated. Now, reading the headlines, one might think that the use of rape as a tactic of war only happens occasionally or in a few places, like the Democratic Republic of the Congo or Sudan. That would be bad enough, but the reality is much worse. We've seen rape used as a tactic of war before, in Bosnia, Burma, Sri Lanka, and elsewhere. In too many countries and in too many cases, the perpetrators of this violence are not punished, and so this impunity encourages further attacks. Last month, I traveled to Goma in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo, where over 1,100 rapes are reported every month. I met with survivors of sexual violence, and the physical and emotional damage to individual women and their families from these attacks cannot be quantified, nor can the toll on their societies. The dehumanizing nature of sexual violence doesn't just harm a single individual or a single family or even a single village or a single group. It shreds the fabric that weaves us together as human beings. It endangers families and communities, erodes social and political stability, and undermines economic progress. We need to understand that it holds all of us back. Also, our failure as an international body to respond concretely to this global problem erodes our collective effectiveness. So we must act now to end this crisis, not only to protect vulnerable people and promote human security, but to uphold the legitimacy of this body. Now, the international community has made progress. Many peacekeeping mandates now include Security Council requests for strengthened measures to prevent and respond to sexual violence. In Chad and Sudan, UN peacekeepers have clear instructions underscoring their responsibility to protect local populations against sexual and gender-based violence. And I recently met with the UN troops in Liberia, who provide an excellent example of the steps a UN mission can take, Mr. Secretary General.